I've spent many hours of my life being alone, being in situations where I have the option of going out, I have the option of doing something else, but I feel that perhaps my soul is going to benefit more from being alone. Now, how did I get here in life? Well, I could tell you the story about how my dad passed away and how I've been a contemplative soul all of my life. But really, I think that this is a skill that is required by every living thing. I read Thoreau's essays on the pond that he lived on, and he made a beautiful point about how many creatures in the natural world spend a lot of time alone. And this is obviously him respecting his own time spent in the woods and contemplating, though he had resources being delivered to him and whatnot. But the reality is, if we realize how important that time is, that time that a spider takes to build, its ability to catch food and to survive, that ability of a woodpecker to peck through a tree and get to its goal, I believe we start understanding that part of being human, part of being alive, is actually being alone. My name's Tarab. I make videos about emotional intelligence almost every day, and my mission is to convince you that the catalyst that you are is required in this world. To build your emotional intelligence, your willpower to a point where you can make a difference with the ideas that you believe belong in this world. And today, I'm talking about spending time alone. So this is my art studio. I spend a lot of hours here. This is also my kind of work studio where I strategize plans for the channel and my private dental practice and my real estate exploits, as well as enjoy hours playing Magic with my friends online or making magic decks. But the important part, I think, of this place is it kind of represents my mind in a strange way. Sure, it might seem scattered and kind of all over, but there's places for things, right? So I have this desk, which I currently have some magic cards, whatever. I have this desk that I use for work, particularly work that I deem is necessary for me to feel good about myself. I use this table here to play board games with people and to build my magic decks, things that I find very important for my emotional intelligence. Right over here, I have my drum kit, where I spend at least 5 minutes a day trying to get a little bit better at something. And right here is my little art studio, new painting I'm working on. So spending time alone, from what I've understood by watching some videos with people that might be potentially wiser than me or people that have different perspectives, comes down to, first and foremost, being a good person to spend time with. So this life is long, and the spider and the woodpecker end up spending a lot of time alone. Now, the reality is, if we are mean to ourselves, if we are unforgiving to ourselves, if we are anxiety-inducing towards ourselves, naturally we will not want to spend time alone, my friend. Naturally, we will want to escape from our own mind. And that is the first thing that I wanted to bring up. The rest of the points are important, for sure, but this is easily the most important thing to tackle in life. How do we become the type of person that we want to be around? How do we become the type of person that inspires us? Sure, but doesn't stress us out too much, right? That when life presents us with difficult scenarios, that we have a good friend in our head to tell us, hey, Tarab, listen, man, this is probably the more strategic way to go, right? You might not want to do this right now, but try it out. Have faith in your friend. Have faith in yourself that you know the answer to the problem, the situation that you're coming across. This is a long journey for many of us to get to a point where we can spend half an hour alone where we can spend an hour alone and actually have an enjoyable, constructive time. I've picked up a lot of hobbies over the years, and I'm telling you from personal experience that they're an incredible way to start building this in ourselves. Because not only do we end up doing something that we feel good about, but we also, in the end, do something that produces something. Now, I don't advocate usually for video games. I don't advocate for watching a lot of Netflix. To each their own, so be it. I'm a creative person, so I do creative things. And the benefit that I get out of that is, at the end of the day, I get to see my however many paintings, or I get to see however many magic decks that I've created, and I get to feel good about how much energy and passion that I put into that thing. Like a physical product that I've created, or these YouTube videos, or anything that I'm creating in business, right? It's there are things that I have put my passion, my effort into to accumulate. And the amazing part about it is that I can spend hours doing that without necessarily needing to go out, spend money, or to get the validation of anyone else, right? At the end of the day, when I do these things, I'm really just trying to get my own validation, to say to myself, yeah, Tarab, you're still a musician, you're still a painter, you're still doing things that you value, and thus you're being kind to yourself. Most difficult thing in life, for sure, getting to a point where this space is this head feels good to be in. Now, besides that, if you are trying to spend more time alone, healthy habits are incredible. I saw an actor, what's his name? The guy that was in Wolf of Wall Street, not the main dude. Like blonde hair, kind of curly, nice dude. He was saying every night, write down what you want to do the next day. And write down not only things that you feel will be good for your soul in productivity sense, but also fun things that are easily accomplishable, so that you can just mark them off the list. That motion of checking things off, of making progress in life, is incredibly satisfying and incredibly helpful in actually filling those hours, right? A lot of us don't have things that we like to do, and I'm a strong advocate for finding those things so that we get more at peace with ourselves. The other things that I came across that I think are very beneficial and that everyone should do is try to eat healthier. Go cook something for yourself. Try to drink a lot of water. What I've come to realize through doing research and through going to a lot of seminars is some of the most productive, amazing people in the world are drinking a shitload of water. And it makes so much sense. So water makes red blood cells. Red blood cells carry energy throughout our entire system. They carry bad nutrients or byproducts away from us. They are essentially the flow of our body. They are the circuitry of our body. So having more water in our system to flush out the bad things if we've been drinking or smoking or whatever it is, it gives us a lot more energy, and it's so good for us. Drinking a lot of water, cooking, have something active you do every day, right? And this is really hard for people, because I think the initial hump of trying to do anything and get it to a point where it is exponential, where it is building on itself, that just requires faith in ourselves, and that requires the ability to say to ourselves, listen, I'm gonna do this thing and fucking do it. And the reality is, what I learned from James Clear in his book Atomic Habits, a book that I talk about a lot, you don't even have to do it that much, right? You could do it for you could go and work out literally for 3 minutes. You could go and work out for 3 minutes a day, right? The beauty is building the actual habit of working out. Because as soon as that's established, then the day that we're like, I don't want to do this that much, there's something in our head that says we should be doing it. And that's a life hack, an incredible life hack. And the beauty of working out is our muscles, right? Like these Our bones, our muscles, our heart, our lungs, they're just as much a part of our soul as this brain is. Right? I think society has a tendency, especially the more mystical kind of spiritual people, we have a tendency to try to separate our mind, our souls, and our bodies. And I think a healthier approach, a more emotionally intelligent approach, is actually to integrate everything, meaning to take care of everything every day if we can. I think it turns us into much more attractive people. I think it turns us into much more confident people. And at the end of the day, it makes us someone that we feel is worth spending time with. So hopefully you got something out of this video. I talk about emotional intelligence every day. Smash that subscribe button, and hopefully I can inspire you in the future. But actualize your potential catalyst. This world needs you. Take care.